I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really?
The same thing happened to the great Dave Chappelle, and Cat Williams talked about it.
Dave Chappelle was decapitated in front of us. They called him Pilot Boy because he had 19 pilots in Hollywood, and everybody passed on him and said his show.
What do you think of
Then when he made $500 million, they said even though his contract said he should get half of it, they said he made too much for the contract to be valid, so we'll offer you 10% of what you made. You mean he made $500 million and they offered him 50? Yes. And he said, what do you think my fans are gonna say when they find out you offered me 10% of what I made you? And they said, your fans will believe that you're a crazy crackhead by the time you get home. And my nigga got on a flight in LA, and by the time he got to Ohio, it was so.
One thing that y'all need to understand is that people who poison or kill us are not people from a distance, but people we break bread with and call family. People that we think are safe to be around with. If you watch the Dave Chappelle and Oprah Winfrey interview, you will understand what I am talking about. The interview gave me a different feeling about her. She sounded like she was pushing a different narrative. Just listen to her.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay. When you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through, and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, they're trying to kill me.
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No,
not
exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
What about Jamie Foxx, who mysteriously got sick, and until now no one knows what the problem was? His former doctor told us there was more to it. He even dared him to speak out. Unfortunately, Jamie Foxx is too scared of the elites. He only gave us tiny details of what happened to him, but you can see through his eyes that the experience was devastating for him. Wendy Williams is going through a situation that we have witnessed many go through, and I love that we have some people who are not scared to talk about it. Let's listen to Kanye West expose what happened to Michael Jackson, Prince, Bruce Lee, and Brandon Lee.
So Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee were both murdered. Michael Jackson not waking up one day. Prince not waking up one day. Bruce and Brandon Lee, Bob Marley, all of these things have crossed my mind.